Welcome, folks. It's the Midnight Broadcasting Network. I am Alexander Ned, joined here by Deadpool and FL Driver. Guys, we have an exciting race here tonight. Kansas Motor Speedway, 400 miles. The Wheat State 400 brought to you on NASCAR Heat 3 for the Pocono Racing League Series League. I actually don't know the exact. I know we just switched sponsors, so you'll have to give me a minute to get that down. But I do want to welcome Pocono as the official sponsor for this Cup Series League. Presented to you by the Midnight Broadcasting Network. Now, FL and Deadpool, a 1.5-mile racetrack located in the heartland of the Midwest. What do we expect for tonight's race?
Oh, man, I think you look at Kansas and you really sit there and think about it. When I think of Kansas...
I apologize for Deadpool. I feel like we're going to see like we're running between the high side and the middle side of the track. I'm going to see a lot of people running the low side because coming off the corner, we got to run on speed.
Yeah, I think personally when I run there, I like to run the high line, middle to high, so it's probably the fastest race. You can make time up on the bottom, but you're running the fastest line. I think it's a really good racetrack. It's really technical track. It's tires. It's going to be kind of like when they ran at Texas a few weeks ago, where you have to take care of your tires. It's going to be a really technical race.
Something that we saw at Texas that you mentioned there, Deadpool, we saw a lot of people running the bottom side. This track, not so much.
It's a totally different ball game. You'll have people trying to run the outside because not only you keep your momentum up, but it doesn't wear your tires out as fast as much as the bottom side does. So we'll see exactly how long they'll run the bottom. I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody at home is looking forward to it. And I know FL and you too, so it's just one of them good races. You know, Kansas, if you ask me what my favorite racetrack is, Kansas Motor Speedway is my #1 favorite track on asphalt.
My #1 favorite track is Pocono.
It has a good track too. But
these guys are going to have to contend not just with the track, but also their competitors. 17 people on the roster tonight. This track can get very clogged at the front if we see the draft play a factor, as we've seen in other mile-and-a-half racetracks, most noticeably, as you mentioned before, Texas a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
FL, you mentioned that this is going to be, these guys are going to have to go down pit road. Do we see a lot of two-tire strategies? Is Kansas a place where you can perhaps gamble on 2 tires versus 4?
No, for the simple reason of basically tires can go either way. You can get tight or you can get loose. And most of the time with most tracks, you're going to be loose with older tires. So I think what we're going to see, I don't think we're really going to see much of groups going into pits. I feel like people are going to be independently going into pits this time around. And maybe we'll see mostly 4 tires.
I'm thinking it's going to be more a teammate type thing going in, because technically Kansas is a draft track. You might not think it is, but it really is. So being by yourself, you get out of that draft pack, which go back to the other night when we watched when they that race the other night. I mean, pit strategy and seeing what people do after watching that race the other night, you kind of get a feel what's going to happen tonight. You know, you lose the pack, you learn the strategy. You lose the pack, you change field, you want to do things up. But I think it's going to be important staying with everybody. Once you lose that pack, it's going to be hard by yourself. Because it was hard on me last night when we went in Las Vegas. I lost a draft defeat. I was done. So I had to rely on strategy. It was just one of those things.
Strategy going to definitely be able to play here at Kansas, and I definitely think you touched on it there. Losing the draft, that's a big issue with how the 2019 package update has been in NASCAR Heat 3. These guys, these competitors, all with different custom setups. However, they work well. They're the fastest when you're in a group. Getting onto pit road as a group can often be daunting by yourself, but when you add the mix of other competitors there and not being in the same party, that's also going to play into how these guys get on the pit road there, don't you think there, Deadpool?
Oh yes, it has a really big impact. I mean, you go back and think about it, you know, you think about Daytona, you have a wide point to get on the pit road. But in Kansas, it's kind of like Las Vegas or Texas. It doesn't have a whole lot of room to get out on pit road. You don't have much time to get off before slowing down to 45 miles an hour from 190 to 190 to 200 miles an hour down to that speed that quick without causing a wreck. So it's going to be really important. Some of these races can be totally done by one mistake on pit road. Wrecking, speeding penalty, missing pit road, that could be the deciding type of thing race, like you said. Pit road is going to be what wins you or loses you this race.
Taking a lap around here with the Brad Keselowski virtual lap at Kansas Motor Speedway will take you high into turn 4, get you a full lap here around again this 1.5-mile racetrack located on the basically county line between Missouri and Kansas City. Start finish line here. You notice I'm breaking off away from the traditional line that's actually given by NASCAR Heat 3 there. The high side, as we mentioned before, going to be the faster way around the group, and I do believe that's going to be the preferred racing groove. You're not going to see a lot of cars go on the inside there unless they're trying to attempt to pass. And even then so, you're going to need the aid of another car perhaps behind you to make that bottom side work. We just typically don't see that here at Kansas. You see me way off the gas there trying to get into turns 1 and 3 just a little bit to make your car have that high arc into turn 1 there. You'll use those guidance lines in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 basically all around this racetrack. You want to stay right to the right side of those, get the most speed out of your race car, then you're going to pivot down, flat foot it down the backstretch, and then once again hang that car up high, keeping the momentum, RPMs up, and that is a lap around Kansas Motor Speedway. You get to about 190 between the front stretch and turn 1, and again just heading into turn number 3, but as you mentioned there, Deadpool, they will have to slow down to 45 miles an hour in order to get onto pit road there under NASCAR policy guidelines. Now, I want to bring in some facts from the real race. We saw Denny Hamlin bounce back after numerous penalties. He got caught speeding on pit road, had an uncontrolled tire, I believe, on lap 77 of that race, even missed the entrance to pit road, able to come back and win that race. Pit road penalties might not be the ending factor we once thought in a NASCAR race there, FL and Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think it would change, you know. It surprised me how he was able to rebound like he did. Hats off to Denny Hamlin and his team in Edgar Racing for pulling that victory out. It didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go watching it, but it's always good to see a JGR get a victory lane. You know, because I know how much money all the teams spend, so it's always a good win for somebody to get a good win and have a good race to rebound the way he did. So hats off to him. But yes, what you're talking about, penalties, you would think it changed the complete, you know, factor of it, but sometimes it does and sometimes it don't. And it surprised the heck out of me Sunday. So good touching on that.
FL here. We come into this race here. We've only had one repeat winner in the whole season. That's DC Racer Kid, who is contending for that top championship spot right now, just in front of Slade there. We had a new winner last week, the 2-car AJ Storm. Do we see another first-time winner here today?
I feel like we definitely would. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Smokefan actually has a win. I don't think he does, and I know he's really fast. Most of the times he's been lagging out. I feel like he's in it. Hopefully he's better tonight and get a win.
Who are you keeping an eye on there, Deadpool?
Let's see. I'm actually gonna go for Slade, my boss. I got my eyes out for him. I heard that he had something really good in practice he was hitting on. He was turning some really good, decent lap times, had some good overall long run speed, so I'm going to look on my boss, Slade. But you can't always keep out of conversation when you talk about guys being there at the end. You cannot count out WVU fan or some of them other guys, you know, those veteran drivers of the group. I mean, to be there at the end, it's always, you know, the greatest things, you know, to have that strategy, like, you know, using strategy, saving fuel, doing whatever you need to do. But I think Slade's going to be the one to pull out a victory tonight, and that Wood Brothers 21-4.
All right.
You also don't want to miss Fluffy. Fluffy's he's had some pretty close races too.
Yes.
He's had a couple close wins. He's either been told to back out because of his lag. Once again, more lag situations. I feel like he might have a chance to win it too. There's a couple guys out there I really feel like that have a chance to win this race.
Fluffy looked like he had Kentucky in the bag there until a late race restart, couple of late race restarts there at the end, handed that opportunity to the 2-car of AJ Storm. He was able to get around him there in a cycle of green flag pit stops. That 2-car was able to have newer tires and get to the inside, and Fluffy there, who had led the most laps today, able to salvage second after that. But I do believe you're right, that 17-car most likely hungry for a win. I know he's bounced around from rides since the start of the season, but right now, him and that 17-car want to get to the front.
Yep, I agree. You can't count those Ford cars out. I mean, you look at over the last several weeks, the Fords have been really dominant. You know, the Chevrolets have pulled out a 1 or 2 wins, you know, got a win here, you know, been showing really decent, you know, but the Fords have been really strong. You can't really deny that fact. So, I think they're going to be good.
Also want to welcome in here to our lobby here and into the Midnight Broadcasting Network, Bulldog. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We are at Kansas Motor Speedway. We are just about to get the quick race settings here. I've been handed the running order. Congratulations to the 14th Smoke Fan on the pole. And just as we were talking about him, speak of the devil himself, the 17-car Fluffy, going to start on that outside pole position. They start 1 and 2. Again, this is a custom race setup. Our quick race settings here presented to you by Goodyear. This is going to be more than 105 level difficulty because each one of these drivers painlessly takes the time out of their busy day to try and put a setup in to try and contend with these guys up front. We'll see who will prove after 134 laps here tonight and this 1.5-mile racetrack. Race length will be 50%. Tire wear, fuel wear will be ×2. All yellow flags will be on, but keep in mind a factor and storyline we're following throughout the series has been if there is a crash and the yellow flag does not come out, sometimes the game does not trigger that as an incident there. You will need to be able to take advantage of that should that happen to you in your race car. Stages, 3 stages here, all varying length. I think the first stage will be about 49 laps. The second stage, about 49 as well. Then that third stage, about 80. They will need to make a green flag pit stop in stage 1 and 2. 2 green flag pit stops, if it allows for it, in stage 3. Damage is not on. Stability help also not on. Custom setups are on. Most of these guys will be under a manual transmission. And we are just moments away from getting the green flag at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Gentlemen, any final thoughts as we head in?
Well, there's actually one manufacturer we haven't talked about much, which is the Toyotas. We saw the 18 New World Order. He's been doing pretty decent. Maybe see a couple of the Toyotas getting like top 5.
Oh, I apologize. I said Kansas earlier. I'm in Kentucky. I apologize.
Oh, you know what? I think I went off of you, too. I did think it was Kentucky. We will be using some information in today's broadcast. I encourage you guys to also look at Jason Keffer. He's always streaming these races here live. Get an inside. You can ride along with him as he goes out through the race here. WVU fan in that 88 machine. I know he's also hungry for a win as well.
Oh yeah, like I mentioned him earlier, I think he's due for a win because he's Mr. Consistency, Mr. Popular. He's always there at the end. You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He's one of the veterans in the group. I think he's going to put his 2 cents in this before it's all said and done in my book.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the man who has really been hungry and really should have won a couple races is Fluffy. He has been there a couple different times and had to back out either of the lag. He has worked and worked and worked this week trying to get his setup down. And he is going to be a really big threat to win tonight.
I can't argue with you on that one, brother. Not one bit. I have a lot of respect for Fluffy. I've raced with him. I know what kind of person he is, what kind of competitor he is. He gives everything 100%, and I don't expect nothing less from fluffy. So I agree.
Real world storylines we are following. Denny Hamlin, of course, fresh off his second win of the season for the 2019 year. I was watching some of the broadcasts beforehand, and I think Vince Welsh for the Fox Sports booth, he asked him a question. He was all like, why are we still expecting this team to break through? And Denny kind of had this look of surprise, but I kind of felt for Vince. I was kind of like, yeah, I feel like he had the Daytona 500 win, but he hasn't really, been able to back that up. Like, I believe Texas shut everybody down. Don't you guys think?
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like it did too. It's taken him too long to break through because, you look at the talent they have in that team, not just Denny Hamlin as, one of those consistent drivers, that's been there, but you also have Kyle Busch, you have Martin Truex Jr., which I am very surprised, which I haven't seen a whole lot out of him this year. Normal JGR
Yeah, I think a lot
dominance.
of it. Well, the one that really surprised me so far this year is Harvick. He ain't really been a top 5 driver like he has been in previous years. But I mean, I don't know. He was doing the same thing in his championship season, kind of laying back and pushing at the end. So we'll have to see then.
It was nice to see Hendrick Motorsports have a little bit of a turnaround. I know the 48 car, once it was back in traffic, didn't seem to get up to the front very well, but he still rebounded nice for his first top 5 since the Coca-Cola 600 of last year. So that has got to be great news for the 7-time champion. Also, William Byron in that 6-car. Chad Knaus doing magic wonders for him. It was nice to see Jimmy Johnson and them get together. Guys, we are on the track. We're now getting up to speed here. The 14-car Smoke Fan in front. You have the 17 car of Fluffy on the outside, the 19 and the 21 of Slade. That is your second row, followed by the 41 and the 2, last week's winner, rounding out round number 3. Row 4, we have the 38 Jay Hyper, the 22 car, a couple of Fords there in that paired in that position. And rounding out the top 10 starting spots, we have the 12 and the 6. Just outside of the top 10, you have the 10 car and the 11 Celtics fan, rounding out the WVU fan in that row number 7. And the 47 car rounding out the rear is the 18 car. Guys, moments away from actually getting the drop of the green flag. 134 laps, make it 133 as they come to get the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're racing at Kansas. Everyone migrating to the top side early as the 14 car jumps out to an early lead. See the 17 car give the bumper to the back end of the 19, who's able to get around him. And now a couple of Fords are side by side as they truly get up to speed for the first time today. But the field single files itself out. It's a lot different look than what we saw there at Kentucky with 22 competitors on the racetrack here. 17 today. 16 actually on the racetrack, I believe.
Yeah, they put a
19's already
lot this week.
Oh, someone got shot down to the bottom of the track. Who is it? It was the 11. Not exactly sure what happened to him, but it looks like he kind of got bumped out of the way.
And I misspoke earlier there. I said 38 was Jay Hyper. It is Saab in that 38 machine, so I want to get that up to speed as well. Big D in that 12 car just brushed the wall on the outside as we have a battle for position. Looks like Fluffy trying to get that lead around from that 14 car.
I think Fluffy right now just wants to kind of ride behind Smoke. I don't think there's any urgency.
That's Bags in that 19 car settling in that 3rd position there. Now under pressure from the 21. These guys are using the bottom of the racetrack here. Oh, in the wall, the 10 of Gallon. Hard hit. Does he take out more competitors? No. Single car incident in turn number 2. Still spinning as he fully gets up to speed there, but will lose a ton of time. First incident of the day, the 10 car Gallon. A wild ride through turn 2. Able to gather it back up, but he'll now be at the tail end of this pack.
Looks like Fluffy is going to get in front of the 14, but the 14 is going to cross him back over, coming out of turn 4. And 14 is going to get back into the lead.
Big run of momentum there to the outside line. Looked like he almost had to stall on the brakes. Look how well he got to the back bumper of the 14 car. Is that outside line something that we're going to see from these competitors as this lap wears on? As this race wears on?
It looked almost like a slide job right there from the 17 of Fluffy. And it looks like the 14 Smoke fans basically doing the same stuff that he did last lap.
Oh, they are flirting with that apron here. We don't normally talk about the apron at Kansas, but if you do grab it with the tire, that can send you around early.
The 18 head first into the wall, but I don't really know what happened.
Right. Most of the field has now single-filed itself out. But we do have a battle for position there. As you're right, the 18, the 11, and the 10 have all found trouble early at the point. 17 car pushed by Bags. It's so hard to pass here. Why is that, Bulldog?
Well, really, because, I mean, there's so many different lines, and you can generate so many different runs here. And they all just kind of stall each other out to a point. Where you're really going to see passes is down the straightaways when people get drafted going into the corner. And just getting somebody and beating somebody into the corner.
Oh, in the wall goes the 17 car. It's going to grab him, and he's going to lose a ton of time. 1 position, 2 positions, 3 positions more. 38 car gets around him as well. And the 17 who was contending for the lead outside of the top 5, almost outside of the top 10. Fluffy has his work cut out for him after that. We don't talk about the wall here at Kansas, but my goodness, once it gets you, it's hard to let go.
Now 14 kind of looks like a comfortable lead. Yes, remember the 19. 19 is pretty fast at this track. He's right behind him. 19's going to look under the 14. It's not looking as the speed Fluffy did on the bottom.
A race update on the number 11 is Celtics is either backed out or lagged out of this race.
So already one Joe Gibbs machine, unfortunately out. Got to keep an eye on the 19 cars. You see the 14 brush the wall right there. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum, and that's going to change the lead over to the 19, trying to get there. That 4 to Slade, though, acts as a buffer and uses the draft to push that 14 car back out front. 19 car could see the lead. How frustrating is that as a driver to know that you can be door to door but just can't get it done off the corner?
It's definitely annoying. I can't imagine what that 19's thinking right now. Is
contact between the 21 and the 14. Wow, Smoke fan into the wall off the bumper of the 21 of Slade. You saw the 38 bounce off the wall as well, and Smoke fan continuing to lose positions. Our pole setter all the way back to 9th place.
And it looked like a mix between, it was the 14 came down the 21, but at the same time 21 kind of dive bombed him.
Which, I mean, that's honestly what you gotta make passes here is beat somebody in the corner, and that's just the way the race moves.
3 wide in the center of the corner, the 38 car. Ooh, BC Racer Kid right in the middle of that, had to dive down low, and look at the 14 trying to take advantage of that as well. Trying to regain time lost after he and the 21 made contact. 6 car also brushes the wall. Right now we're seeing this lead pack dwindle down to just 3 cars.
Everybody's been talking all week. Everybody's been talking all week about Slade being the fastest here this whole week. Everybody's been trying to chase him down. And you're seeing him running about 3rd right now in this pack.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about in the pre-race show. You look at how you have these small packs, about how important it is to be in a draft pack. Go back to the pre-races. You see what I'm talking about, how it's starting to unfold, how everybody's starting to spread apart and just keep up with each other. Because once you lose it, it's going to be a long race.
Going to get that fuel and tire wear strategy and window for you guys here in a moment. And if in the wall, goes to 17 of Fluffy. He'll take out his teammate. Both Rouse Speedway racing cars. Hard hit to the outside wall. Does that trigger a caution? 88 was involved in 6 down pit road. WVU fan through the infield. And we stay under the green flag.
Very devastating for that 6 car. Getting a black flag on top of being forced down the pit road.
By his teammate, no less. Jack Rouse somewhere is just, oh my goodness.
The cat in the hat's gonna flip his lid.
And you're right. You know, the good news for the 6 car, and that's our championship leader right now, BC Racer Kid. The good news for him is that this happens early and that this is in the middle of stage 1, but that goes back to what I was talking about, how the game triggers cautions. That, when the field is spread apart, when you have a single car incident like that, and unfortunately all it did was slow down those people, it didn't really cause them to fully stop. That's going to put those guys in a deep hole.
Here comes BC Kid off pit road now, so we'll see how this goes.
As the 21 tries to make a pass on the number 19 out of turn 1.
Man, that
just
21
point
car
cut
is strong, y'all. I'm telling you that right now. He looks super strong. But that
19 of bags is in the wall.
In the wall.
I'm telling you, man, you might not want to lead this race. Each one of our leaders has had some type of trouble so far. You go back to the 14, contact with the 21, sent him to the back of the pack. The 17 car, our outside pole sitter, into the outside wall hard, taking out his teammate. And now the 19 of bags brushes the wall. He'll fall out of the top 5 as well.
Wow. That's going to hurt him. That's got to be one of those things that aggravate you. Mags, it looks like he's got a good car.
He's going to go down pit road right here. He's going to take advantage of this in the 19 of bags, our first of our lead lap cars, to get onto pit road 45 miles an hour.
As the 41 trying to make a pass for the lead now, working that high line. It doesn't seem like the high line's really working to make passes on right now.
Yeah.
Following along with the 19 car. Oh,
something's wrong with the 21.
Whoa. I think he just lost it a little bit.
Oh, no, he's going to the pits.
21 car, okay, it's going on pit road. Also want to mention the 88 of WVU fan is on pit road. The 19 of bags, who was in the wall after that, going to go down pit road. He did make it underneath the speed limit. We follow him along. The 41 car DWH takes the lead. You'll see 4 tires and Sunoco fuel being put on this machine. This car a little bit tight in traffic. I expect them to make a wedge adjustment. 15-second race stop. He is off and away. We'll see what the 21 car now is on pit road as well.
As there was a pass for the lead underneath all this before the 41 just now did down the pit road. Second time racing in the Cup Series, Big D Destroyer now with the lead.
No 2-tire strategies here, do you think, guys?
No, the only one I think I might have a strategy is the 19. He did get wrecked and then right away went down to pits. I feel like he might take 2 tires.
21 is off and away as well, and a lot of our leaders are now coming in. DWH and the 14 of Smoke Van Stewart Off Racing teammates are on pit road as well. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel going in both of these machines. We did see some adjustments being made on these cars, so I expect tire pressure going to go up on these cars as well. 41 and 14 both on pit road, and both leaving. No penalties. They are off and away with their green flag pit stop as well.
As it now looks like the Penske cars are making their stops. The 2 and the 12 are now down pit road.
I want to point something out. You notice when Bags hit pit road, how everybody right behind him started coming down pit road with him?
Oh, yeah, I do believe new tires. You see the 22 also on pit road. He's going to join his Penske Racing teammates. The first person we did see on pit road, though, wasn't the 14. It was the 17. However, he was way behind. And off the first of our leaders was the 21. We will correlate and see how the rest of the field follows in behind him, because he was the first to have newer tires on his pit stop.
Penske coming out right next to each other. See if these guys will start working together to get themselves up to where they want to be.
The 47 now coming down pit road.
Regular rice, dude.
I do believe the 41 was on pit road. He did get in front of the 21. That tells me he had a better entry or exit and just a quicker pit stop as they put the 22 back into cycle in the 41 car. This will be a battle for the lead, but he is in front of the 21 right now. And you mentioned there earlier, only making his second start. He's leading early here at Kansas.
Look at that 14 starting to creep back up to the field, now in third after that early wreck.
Only have one car, one lap down so far through the cycle of green flag pit stops, and that is the 6 car. He was put down pit road by his teammate, the 17. You see these guys racing. How is that as a competitor there, guys? You're sent down pit road by your teammate, no less. Is that on your mind right now, or are you just trying to focus on the task at hand, and that's get caught back up to the front?
Well, if you're me, you're giving him a cussing, but you got to keep your head on straight, and you gotta go focus on your race and run the rest of your race and get the best finish possible, because that's how you're gonna win a championship. Especially BC running to one shot now, being the leader in points, he's got to focus on getting the best possible finish.
I feel like you might want to not just work with your teammates. If you're going between your teammate or someone else, I'd rather go with my teammate. I feel like you want to work with someone. Just work with anyone. If you're trying to catch up, just want to work with anyone this way.
Well, I mean, since he is the only car lap down, he's gonna have that free pass thing. The first stage here. Which, how many laps you left in stage? Did you give me a lap count?
It's 20. It's 26 left in the first stage of 39. I'm looking at Jason Kepner's. Is looking at Jason Kepner's live stream right now as we speak.
Well, right now, he's got to focus on not going 2 laps down, not falling behind from this draft, just staying out in front, doing what he has to.
Has he pitted?
The 18 car, no, the 18 car was the leader. He's now on pit road, the pit road. Oh, and well, what position does it say on his live stream?
It says he is. Oh man, come on, you got people over here messaging. You got a little scroll. I can't see. It says he's 1 lap down in 12th.
I do believe he has pitted there. He was involved in that incident, and actually, if he's a lap down, that also tells me that 6 car now has competition to race with. Him and the 88 are going to be battling for that lucky dog position.
And also, when he looked at his tire count and saw his tires, his left sides were at 80% and his left sides were below 65. So that means when he pitted, he only took 2 tires to gain up ground.
That's a smart move so far.
Yep, it's 29 to 36. Yep.
11 to go. They're coming to 10 to go this time by with the 41 car in front of the 21. 3 Fords battling it out, your top 3. 10 to go in the stage.
As the 41 and the 21 start to actually race more, you're going to see that 14 really start to creep back up there and being a factor. This Smoke is really chased down the gap from where he was. He was back there with that 3 car pack behind him.
He has made up some nice time.
2 laps to go on the stage, boys.
Let's see if we can go back to some of our other competitors. That's that battle up front. Look at this 3 wide position. That's the 12 car looking on the inside of the 19 and the 2. Almost trying to thread the needle right there. That's mid-pack, and I believe that's a battle.
21 is making a passer lead up front.
Ooh, let's go back up front.
He's going to get a better run.
They're side by side on the backstretch.
Do you see the battle between Bags and the 19 and the 12 car and the 2? That is a battle for position right there. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Wow, 21 car. He now moved. You see what he did right there. He switched his line and he forced the 41 car to go to the inside because that outside line has been the fastest way around this racetrack so far. But the 41 car is not giving up.
Nope.
As the 14, as I said, the 14's in that draft now. He's gonna start just reeling these guys in like it's a bass fish.
I have a question. Why is the 11 car on pit road? Did he lag out, or is he?
Yeah, he lagged out.
I think he might have left.
He lagged out and left him.
Wow, at the stripe, who would have been? It would have been the 21 by nose, but all this side by side and battling for the lead has brought another player to the front. The 14 of Smoke fan, our pole sitter, he's right back in contention.
Yeah.
Pole sitter and Richmond race winner.
Yep. You look at these Fords. This goes back to what I said in pre-race. Look at the top 3 cars. They're Fords. Those cars have been just dominating the last several weeks, they have this uncanny ability to have a really good draft ability. They handle really good in pack racing. They're just, overall, that Mustang is just probably one of the best cars that NASCAR has brought out since the Thunderbird.
Oh.
Back in the early 90s.
14 had a bobble, a little bit of a scare right there. The 21 car protecting the inside lane, almost on the apron. Man, he's flirting with that guidance line there as they are side by side. The 41 DWH has fallen back to third. These guys are racing with 5 to go.
The 14 leads the lap, sorry.
Those blue ovals right now occupy the first 4. The first Toyota is the 19 of bags.
And really, in this league and all 3 series, the Fords have been the absolute class in the field.
Well, Jason has actually found his way to get back on the lead lap. So, that's good. I'm looking at his live stream now. He actually found his way to get back on the lead lap, so that's good.
Smoke Fan, after earlier contact with the 21, sent him all the way back to 9th place, able to methodically work his way back up to the front and get himself in front of that 21 car with 3 to go. And I think you're seeing a little bit of those tires wear off as the 41 car is falling back dramatically now. 3 to go at the stripe.
The 21's trying to work that high groove, trying to make something. Oh, well.
Just as you said that, he goes down low, but you kind of have to go
exactly
where they're not, don't you think there, Deadpool?
Yes, you do. You have to figure out where you can go, what you can do. It's a mind game that you're playing with the other competitors around you, because okay, I go here, he goes here. Is he going to block me, or is he going to let me do this? It's always a constant mind game. Racing is not just racing your competitors, but you're also racing yourself. So you have all this stuff against you. And NASCAR is what I like to call, you control everything, but you control nothing. That's what I like to call. That's why I like to, simplify NASCAR.
I mean,
control the stuff around you, but you don't control anything.
Lap after lap after lap, these guys have switched. One goes high, one lap he'll go low the next lap. You're always competing, as you said, mind games with your competitor. As we are on the last lap of the stage, Smoke Fan trying to get back to the front.
There's been a lot of passes down the front stretch tonight, which I really didn't think would happen. That's how Smoke got to the lead, is passing down the front stretch. So we'll see what Slade can do right here going into the corners. Both these guys are esports draft guys.
14 car is going to make it stick. And your pole setter is going to be the Stage 1 winner in the Wheat State 400. He gets it done. 14, top of the chart. Stage 1 complete.
Gotta show that little SHR pride there.
10 points, 1 precious playoff point awarded to the 14 car. A real life track fact. This is Clint Boyer's home track. He would love to get a win here at Kansas.
And I want to just take a quick moment to thank all the people at home that's watching our race. We try to put on the best show we can. And again, thank you to all our sponsors. And, without y'all, we couldn't do this. So thank y'all, and thank you for having the patience as we went the last couple weeks through this whole revamping in our rosters and how we doing everything. So thank you for having patience and sticking with us. We really appreciate it. I love racing with these guys. I mean, Bulldog and FL and the rest of these guys. And it's so much fun. Just the cup guys, extended guys, the truck guys, the Velvet guys, the beginner group. It's all a bunch of great group of your guys. Thank you so much.
Green flag is back out. BC Racer Kid, the Lucky Dog awarded winner. He is back on the lead lap. Smoke Fan and the rest of the field now get back up to speed as we begin Stage 2.
And they were 3 wide now. They were 4 wide for a second back there, from 22 to 88. 18 and 19 were 4 wide down the back stretch for a split second.
The 17's in the wall again.
Fluffy. Oh, look at the 2 car through the grass. Last week's winner. Wild ride.
I want to say, though, this week, those guys have actually really I mean, of course, yeah, we've had a couple had an accident, and you know, some one or two people got into the wall, which was expected in their cases because everyone was on the outside line. But it's really been really good racing. It's been really exciting. Everybody holding their stuff together, holding the line. It's really good racing right here. I enjoy this.
So far, the one victim early in stage 2 is the 2-car last race defending race winner of the 2-car all the way in the back of the pack. So you see this gaggle of cars here from about 7th place on back. Look at the 88 car, WVU fan, and the 41 car. Oh, in the wall goes New World Order, and off the bumper of the 38 car. They made contact right there.
Oh, man, just as I was giving everybody credit, there's one.
Well, actually, they were able to keep it together, but that second pack, ooh, the 88 car from the flat of the apron to this banked front stretch, which is curved at about 12 degrees here. It's not flat. There's some banking here on this front stretch. Almost hooked bumpers with that 10 car.
Bulldog,
And also,
watching
yeah.
this race, I mean, you're looking at the lines. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
You're fine.
Well, I was going to ask you, you know, watching the line, you know, where they're running, how they're attacking the track, how would you be doing the same thing if you were out there with them? You know, would you be riding a high line, middle, bottom?
I mean, yeah, me, myself, my personal preference, I'm a bottom feeder. I love that inside. I wouldn't like my car anywhere else. I can ride the high line at certain tracks. But as you see Fluffy doing it right now, but honestly, the fastest way if you can get the car to stick around here is on that inside line. If you can get it to stick without washing up and everything else, it's the fastest way. But with everybody running that outside line, it builds so much momentum. Even in this game not being as realistic as possible, it builds so much momentum that it's hard. Because I mean, at that point, you're just throwing it in, dive bombing on the inside, and that causes wrecks.
And you know, if you really think about it, you know, like you were saying, it's not the most realistic game, but they have done something where they have made it realistic, where you actually can run the high line and be competitive doing it and be able to keep up. So I love it. Which I like the high line here, but I also like the bottom. 1 and 2, I love the high line. 3 and 4, I love the middle, the bottom. But it's a preference thing. It's just all about.
And it's where you're good at. It's your personal preference and driver preference.
Yep.
Do want to mention right now they did just cross the stripe here. Coming to 30 to go. A full fuel run will be 30, so these guys can make it officially a fuel from here if the window to get onto pit road, if anyone wants to take that right now. And do you think with this, everyone in the draft, you try and break off and perhaps set yourself off sequence by pitting early?
Well, if you're one of the guys in the back, really if you're AJ, back there that got that early wreck, got kind of tangled up early in the stages, you do. You try to make it maybe take 2 tires or none. And try to get you enough ground built up where when everybody else pits, you're there.
I wasn't able to see the tire wear there. I know you were watching Jason Keffer here, and then I think he took 2 tires there as more of a survival because he was involved in that incident that did not trigger a yellow flag. We have yet to actually see the yellow flag for an accident here today, which is great. But I want to go back to what you said there. 19 of back just brushed the wall off. And in the grass is the 47 of Rowdy. Once again, almost following the same tire marks as the 2 car, AJ Storm, and now he'll join the 2 car in the back of the pack.
Now, AJ won't be on his lonesome stuff, and I'm sorry about that, Rowdy. I know the feeling, bud. Had it happen to me last night.
Had happened to a couple guys last night.
Wow, look at this gaggle for 6th place on back. This kind of reminds me of Texas here, where these guys running mid-pack were all running nose to tail practically. You see the 19 and the 88 car. That's a battle for 4th place. It's encompassed most of the field as, a couple of cars in the wall. That's the 2 of 10, the 10 of Gallon, and the 6 car BC Racer Kid again with issues.
But exactly. But what were you saying to me, Alex, though, to come back?
I wanted to go back to, if you're up front and you're trying to do something that these guys are not, why not come and pit early and take 2 tires? Why don't we see more people do that?
Well, because you got another stage left. A lot of these guys sitting back there that ain't got the points ain't trying to get the points because they ain't been running all races. They're trying to get the win, and pitting right now ain't gonna get you the win. You're gonna have to pit and possibly be more behind than everybody else at the end of this stage. So there's no reason right now if you're just trying to get the win, not the stage points or last points. Maybe if you're BC, you try it, but.
Oh, New World Order, the 22 wreck in turn number 4, collecting the 17 on the front stretch.
Big wreck.
Fluffy goes.
That's going to bring out our
down.
first caution of the day. It's the 18 and the 22 first made contact.
Well, that takes a strategy out of it, but I had no idea. I was watching Jason Kepner's live stream, and I cannot believe he made it through that untouched, unscathed, without a scratch.
Disappointing for the 47. He just went down to pits and just went a lap down. So, if I was him, I would not be happy. I would be happy. Go all the way back to the back of the pack.
Well, the good news is he'll receive the lucky dog there. He'll be back, but he'll be unable to take advantage of had that caution came out before he went a lap down. He would have then regained the track, and then through track position, he would be our new leader. Unfortunately,
that's another way. It's really iffy to pit in that situation. Because you could be kept one or multiple laps down, which usually if you a full pit cycle when somebody pulls down and you're behind you, you can usually lap them twice.
Yep.
So I'm going against the 2 and the 47 are both on the lead lap, and I think everyone else pit.
Yep, they are back on the lead lap, and the green flag is back out. That caution, our first of the day, was able to allow everyone to be on the same cycle. We will not need to go down pit road unless another caution comes out. There will be 22 laps remaining in the stage.
And I'm watching Jason Kepner's live stream right now, and boy, and this is like, wow. This track in Kansas right here is just like...
Oh, 37 in the wall. Oh, and 38, look at that.
Ooh, we see a little bit of, I believe we're riding along in tail end of the pack, the 3-car. See Workman there, haven't talked much about him, but I see some lagging issues out of that 3-car. We see 1 car, the 10 a gallon again. He's had his hands full with that 10 Ford. But I believe there's some Wi-Fi connectivity issues happening on the 3-car. We have not seen him up front. The 38 car hits the wall as well. Yes. This would also be his second start of the season.
Yep. And which he did really good. I mean, I had the privilege of working on a race with him last week in Kentucky. He was in part of me, and he seemed like a good dude. He raced really clean. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I actually choose a lot of fun in that race. Unfortunately, had an accident at the end of the race. It took me out of the top 5, but I had a really good car last week. But I just want to thank everybody again that gave me an opportunity to race. That was a lot of fun.
Ooh, the 6 car. Oh, got loose in the middle of the corner. You see the rest of the field scatter and take advantage of it. I was just about to say, BC Racer Kid, he was in the top 5 for the first time today. It was short-lived. Now he's going to have to rebound again and work his way back up to the front. Person who has worked himself back up to the front after numerous issues in stage 1 is that 17 car of Fluffy, guys.
Fluffy. Oh, that 17 looks really strong. Being able to rebound like this many times as he's done, you know he's got a lot of shit, man. He's got some extra horses for that dude, as my granddad used to say.
I'll tell you though, I don't really think that he's going to be there when we get to the long run, as I've practiced with him some this week, because he ain't really got the long run speed to many of these guys. That caution man is through at a really bad time for him to get caught at the end of the stage. If you go on a 10-lap little shootout, he's a guy, I don't know. It looks like as we've seen in the long run aspect of this race, you're going to have smoke in it.
All right, now smoke is actually falling back here. That car length lead has now increased to about a good, I would say, 8-9. The 21 of Slade now takes the point in front of the 12 car and the 14. And we haven't talked much about that 12 car at all here today, but he's running in the 3rd position there. He finished in the top 5 as well at the end of that stage. And that is Big D Destroyer.
Making his first full-time start in Kansas. He got in off the qualifier last week in Kentucky and really showed everybody else what he had. And out there, and really the lead guy at Penske, besides Diesel and AJ, he's your guy.
You know, I do want to say the 17 car made a nice move to the inside of 12. Ooh, we see, the 19 of bags brushed the wall. Oh, contact and around goes the 18. Couple of cars involved. BC Racer Kid spinning. Second caution of the day.
Oh, and in the 88 is taken out, getting taken out. Oh, wow, that was a wreck.
See, I'm not
That
really
all
sure
began when the
what started that.
19 car of bags hit the wall. Everyone had to go to the inside wall. There was no room. Caution for the second time today.
Yeah, it's probably one of the oddest cautions I've seen though. 'Cause the 18 got to the bumper, the 12, and he just went straight to the top of the track. So I'm really not sure what happened. He might got bumped into the corner panel from that 41.
I think it had something to do with some air, taking air off the car, just touching, because, the people at Bulldog and FL that's run these cup cars, how aero sensitive they really are. I mean, just one little wrong movement of your car or air or just something, it will upset these cars.
And I'll actually tell you, I've never really ever felt that. Like, every time, even 2019, I've never found a car aero sensitive at all.
Steve Workman definitely does have some lag issues in that 3 car. He's not been able to pilot that machine up to the front at all today. Just kind of laying back, letting these guys race. Up front, we continue to watch the 21 car try to get it done. At the stripe, it'll be 10 laps to go on the stage, and this falls right into that window you were talking about earlier there, Bullet. How that 17 car, all he needs is a short speed. He'll take the lead away from the 21 car, move Fluffy back to the point. Through the grass is DWH again. Oh, he's back across the track. He'll take out the 3 of C. Workman.
Wow.
See if this 12 or 14 take a page out of my playbook and takes it pretty wide right here. I don't think so.
Ooh, 21 car tried to slide right there. I don't think he had enough room and just briefly brushed the wall. That stacked up that outside line, and now look him fan out 3 wide for second place. The 12 car in the middle. 9 to go at the stripe.
The 47 and the 12 getting in each other, just shoving each other around this track.
Ooh, 12 car and the 47 of Rowdy. Rowdy, who was a lap down earlier in the stage. Yeah, we saw BC Racer Kid, and we stay green. Man, BC Racer Kid again.
Fluffy trying to get him a shove to get about 21. Will it work?
He has momentum to do it. Which if side drop might try coming into play right here, he can have it. Now the 21's going to get better run into the corner. Which means that the 17 will get back to the second and might even use third. No, you won't.
Let's ride along from high above and see from the Goodyear blimp how that 17 car switches lanes and tries to get that draft out from up under the 21 car following down. See that lead now dwindling down. Look how well the draft plays. Wow. 17 car right on the back bumper of the 21 car. He'll try to move him out of the groove.
This is about the second time he's tried this. You see that 14 edging back in, just like he did in that last stage. Can he steal another one?
Up high goes the 21 car. And you see that center speed, it's just not there for the 21, and the 17 will go to the point, and now the 21 has to compete with the 14 to try and get back to the bottom. It's not going to happen this time by.
The 21 touch stage.
How more or less do we have in this stage?
It's coming to 5 to go there, and the 17 car, Fluffy, has to try and contend. The 14 car.
He froze it in.
Yeah, he did.
17 and 14 working together. They're going to have a better run in.
4 to go this time by. Who's going to give?
He will still have him at the stripes. As the 17 clears the 14 heading into the corner. Smoke now right on his tail. It's really going to take a big draft run. Maybe lay back to that 21 or try to get it early. 12 now, sorry. To get a run on Fluffy to make a good clean pass.
Yep, that's going to take it's going to take Slade to pull up. I mean, you ain't going to be able to do it by yourself. Slade needs to get a run up on a corner, or some of these other guys behind the leader to draft.
I think what the 14 needs to do is, instead of running that super low bottom line, they need to try running the middle line.
Right now, the 14 car looks like he's content to stay to that high side, but the 17 car, that short run speed playing a factor after just our third caution of the day, allowed him to get to the point, and now he's hanging on. The 21 cars fall back. 2 to go at the stripe.
I think the 21 and the 14 and Bags and a couple of those other guys up front, they have a long run car, and that caution really hurt them in the long run. Like, Fluffy has that short run speed, and I really think that it's going to be really interesting to see later on how this plays out.
He's not done yet, though. The 14 car sails it in there in turn number 3, closes the gap once again to 1 car length lead at the stripe. 1 to go in stage 2.
Yep.
Fluffy trying to put that 14 car behind him for 1 more mile.
And 2 of the main guys we talked about in our pre-race show, and see which one will get it and get a stage 2 win.
Well, Smoke, use the bumper here in 3 and 4 to try to move him out of the way.
No,
Can
he
he
won't.
get
He won't
there?
have enough to it.
He's not going to get there. He's not going to
The
get to the
17th in the
bumper.
cloud of turn 4
Nope.
and gets the stage 2 win.
Fluffy able to get to the stripe. He'll get the first stage win of 2019. That is not a crash right there, folks. That's just the game ending the stage. But the 17 car does survive, and Fluffy, stage 2 winner. In real life, that would be the first stage win for Roush Fenway Racing since Matt Kenseth back at Indy.
Wow, that's a long time.
Well, and also, since, just to put this out there, since Fluffy is Roush Fenway Esports driver, if he wins tonight, this would be the first Roush Fenway win since 2017 at Talladega.
Actually, it would be Daytona.
I think
It was Daytona was the last
Yep,
race?
with
Or-
Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
I got you. I couldn't remember which one it was.
I want to say the last wasn't the 6 car that was Matt Kenseth was in. That was last year, Indy, right?
Yep,
If I'm
with Matt
correct about
Kenseth at Indy, yep.
It was last year, and he took it on Phil strategy.
All right, guys, our third and final stage. We'll get our credit ones to watch here in just a moment, but right now the green flag is back out. These guys will have 52 laps and 1 green flag pit stop to decide the winner amongst 17 drivers. Contact in the back of the pack between the 41 and the 18. That's not going to help them get up to the front at all.
And if also Smoke wins tonight, that'd be the first win for SHR since the fall race at Texas, since he is now an esports driver.
Right now, we're seeing some what I like to call comers and goers. Right now, on the bright side, the contact, and the 12 is spinning.
Whoa.
Red mid pack. The 88 is around. The 12 is around.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Big
what a
crash
big
in
wreck.
turn number 3 as well. Caution. And the yellow flag is
For a
out
second,
for the
caution.
5th time today.
Oh, I knew that.
Don't know exactly what triggered that. I think the 12 car brushed the wall, and again, that outside line, the preferred racing groove, if you are up front and you have a problem, it's not just your problem anymore, it becomes everyone's problem. We just had, well, they were just on pit road a lap here. Do you guys, anyone take advantage of this? Put on some extra fuel or track position key here?
It looks like Fluffy did.
Fluffy
yeah,
did.
I would have got fresh tires because I was looking at Jason Kepler. Since the restart, he's already done use up almost like 4 or 5% of his tires from that last restart. He was already almost down to 90 even, low 90. So yeah.
Well, and also, if this race comes down to fuel, those 1-2 extra laps of fuel that you just gained off that pit stop,
Yep.
could really play a factor inside this race. So,
So right
short-term
now,
loss,
contact
long-term
between the
gain.
2 and the 38. These guys are slipping and sliding in the wall. The 2, AJ Storm, and a big crash out of turn 4. Half the field annihilated. My goodness gracious, the 2 car was the first car we saw sideways, and everybody hit him. And those 3 cars you see right here on my graphic, those are the people that were not involved in that. The 38, the 19, and the 14.
I got a question. Can't you kind of feel the intensity now really picking up?
I would say so after our now 6th service master clean caution.
Yeah, 47 laps to go. I think the intensity is really, really picking up here. I believe it's going to just get even more hectic.
A lot of times when that last stage happens, you know it's go time, the brain just shuts off.
You don't think, you just do.
A lot of times. The brain, not even that, it's not that you do, you just wreck.
You know, in real NASCAR, you have the crew chief, you have the spotter, you have your crew teammates, even have your crew members all can kind of tell you, hey, let's calm down, we're still in this thing here. In esports racing, it's just yourself. So how hard are you on yourself to try and take advantage on a restart, but yet how hard is it to tell yourself perhaps you need to calm down, let's single file ourselves out to see if we can get back and challenge for the lead?
Well, I ain't wanted to speak on that. I got pretty heated during the race, and I cussed like 3-4 guys out last night, so I'm not one to talk about cooling yourself down. I think FL can better handle that question.
I wanted to see, me and Bulldog's got 2 different driving styles. I'm more laid back and go with somebody. Oh, what a move for first place. Holy cow, Bags, what a move. But yeah, that was a heck of a move. But we have totally different driving styles. He's more like go now, and I'm more like, okay, I'll just sit here, chill, and then go a little bit, a little bit later. It's a big difference in driving style, but it all works out at the end somehow, it all depends on driving style.
Through the grass of the 38 car once again. My goodness, the infield should think about adding some traction compound. They've been racing down there as if it's part of the racetrack here today, as you see the 6 car and the 17 brush off the wall. The 2, AJ Storm, still in the wall. At the point, Fluffy looking to make it 3 wide into turn 3. Fluffy 2 for 1, he'll go to the point. Wow, what a move by the 17 car.
I told y'all I wasn't the only SHR driver that does that. 3 wide again down the front stretch. 17 to 14, really putting the 19 under stress.
These guys are racing like it's the last lap, but they still got 39 more laps in front of them. And a green flag pit stop will also be in the mix. 6 car BC Racer Kid, Fluffy's teammate, also has come to play. Oh, it's got to be a lonely feeling on the bottom right now where we find the 19 of Bags trying to make that inside line work. But right now, all the momentum goes to the high side. That's the 17 car. Now dives to the bottom of the racetrack as well.
Did you see the 12 trying to make a move with the 19 and the 6? The 12 clears the 19 as the 19's in the wall down the backstretch.
Here comes the 10 car, also pushed by New World Order. A couple of these teams we haven't seen get into the top 5 today. Now under pressure, knocking on the door as the 19 of Bags falls outside of the top 5. Excuse me, he is running the 5th position, but right now trying to hang on as it's a Hornet's nest behind him. .47 Rowdy bounces off the wall just outside of our screen. Here comes the 17 once again with help from his teammate. Man, it wasn't that long ago there, guys. We were talking about how they were both in the wall. One car was on pit road. They're running 1-2.
And the 12 now making a big move to the inside. He knows it's time to go.
First Chevy in the top 10 right now is WVU Fan. He's all the way back in the 8th position, though. 4 dominates the top 5 right now. The 1 Toyota is Bags trying to get inside the top 5 there, running for 4th. He's still side by side with the 12 car at the Blue Oval Rodeo up front.
Roush Yates is really supplying these guys with great race cars today. Great engine program and great setup program here in the Ford camp. All I have to say that as a Ford guy.
Oh, Smoke Fan is spinning off the bumper off the 12. What's their contact? Smoke Fan, our pole setter.
Ah. And you hate to see that.
A lot of ground to make up and not a lot of time to do it. Can our pole setter rebound as his 38 car slaps the wall as well? 14 back in the wall.
As the 2 is back down in the grass once again.
Things went from bad to worse for the 14.
As he is now hitting 2 in the grass as well. He's going to have to try to short pit this and make it on strategy.
He's going to have to make something there. This race does, at the moment, have a green flag feel to it. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, oh, for sure. They really single filed out Buffy now in the lead, but can he hold that on old tires is the question.
They are still 3 laps outside of their fuel window, though.
Well, I mean, Smoke with that clutch, he's made it longer distances before. And I think if there's a guy that's going to try that, you're going to see him.
Oh, BC Racer Kid in the wall. 19, the 10, and the 18 all go around him as BC Racer Kid. Again, problems in the middle of a stage, and right now you can't afford to have that happen.
Just right now, you're seeing a lot of new faces up front as Fluffy just checks out and sets sail with Captain Morgan never to leave dry land.
He has a commanding lead, over a second and a half now in front of the 19 of Bags there and the 10 of Gallon. Ooh, we've documented a lot of issues out of that 10 machine, but right now he's bounced his way back up to third. The 12 car, we've seen issues here with him and the 14 that made contact. Trying to put that out of sight, out of mind right now. And it's still a gaggle for second place on back. But as you mentioned, the 17 car, a commanding lead as the 19 of Bags now finds the outside wall.
It's his race to lose, and there's been a couple of these races it's been his race to lose. He ain't quite sealed the deal yet, but I believe he's going to tonight. As the 12 makes a bold move for second, try to get down below the inside of the 10 car and inside the 19.
Oh, contact and New World Order's in the wall.
Big hits for him.
And the 14 has backed out.
Oh, our pole setter. Once again, Smoke Fan, winner of stage 1, second place in stage 2, all for naught in stage 3. That is a tough DNF to swallow. And the 14 of Clint Boyer will have to wait another time to visit victory lane in his home state. Diesel Pile now, the lone 22 car on the inside line. Trying to make that inside line work.
Man, that 41, 10, and 12 right now working together, as I say, that 10's in the wall.
22 Diesel, pit road window is open. He's the first to take advantage of it.
Check and see how fast this pit stop is. Diesel
haven't talked much about
the
the 21 of Slade. He's running mid-pack. He was a contender here early, but right now he's kind of settled mid-pack. What's happening on that machine?
Diesel looks to be taking 4 tires right now. Slade really making his way back up through there as he makes it 3 wide right now on the outside. Looks like he just got suppled back there on those cautions and making his way back up to the front. As Diesel is now leaving pit road and up on the racetrack.
Looks like all was well. He's the first car with 4 tires. He did go a lap down. He doesn't need to go 2, but Fluffy setting a commanding pace in front. Now that gap 2.5 seconds in front of second place in the 19 of Bags, who has a hornet's nest behind him. The 21 and the 12 side by side, and WVU Fan, the first Chevy in most of the top 10, trying to work his way into the top 5.
Really been the strongest Chevy all race. I ain't seen another one. Most of it. So that's
on the apron and heading down. Ooh, almost a bubble, but he gathers it back up. No, he slides. It's Bags trying to get onto pit road, losing a ton of time in the process. He caught the grass right there that sent that car wide. He had to gather it up and slam on the brakes, but then it was a 4-tire slide heading to the inside wall. He gathered it up, but he lost a lot of time there. It's definitely not going to help him in his aid to get to the front.
See the excellent pit road now. He may have taken 2 tires.
No, he's just now getting to he was on the outside pole center, so he's just now getting to the point there. Also want to say the 6 cars on pit road. And another car, competitor, I believe the 6 and the 2 are making their pit stops.
I've got to go, y'all.
Thank you so much, Deadpool. Great talking with you, man.
Good seeing y'all. Sorry I had to go. Y'all have a good night.
The leader's coming down pit road.
Fluffy's on pit road there.
In the grass.
Oh, no!
Down pit road. Looks like he may have sped down pit road.
We'll keep an eye on that. That is a storyline we will have to follow here. Let's go down to the pit right now.
Could Fluffy have choked it away once again? I hope not.
And really, with the lead he had, there should have been no reason why he had a mistake. Let's take a look.
As most of that top pack came in right there. It looks like he may have spent. Oh, yeah.
Nah, he's off and away. He's good to go. That was a scare we were worried about. He did lose some of his lead.
Did he take 2 right there?
No,
he took 4. He took 4.
15, 14 second stop.
I'm not very well at keeping track of time like that.
So you see most of the field, if not everyone, has made their final pit stop. Good we, except for the 88 car WVU fan. He's now on pit road.
Well, the 2 that came in really early, where did he cycle out to? It's like he's in 2nd right now. So that's definitely probably Fluffy's biggest contender is.
Yeah, but
AJ
keep in mind the
really
2 car,
fast.
if he took 2 tires to try and make up that time against, and he's still behind the 17, which had 4 tires, he's not going to be able to make that up.
It all depends if we get another caution or not. We all know AJ's not afraid to scare away from 2 tires ever.
He was able to pass Fluffy to get the win last week at Kentucky. Could he do so again? WVU fan is back out, and we do have one competitor. Oh, he's in the grass. WVU fan, I don't know what happened right there. I tell you, I know the Midwest is big on farming, but I would say leave that outside of the racetrack and race on the track, don't you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
I would hope so, you know. The infield's got to be mowed sometime or another.
Yeah, they got keepers to do that, but these guys are certainly helping out.
I think the NASCAR blades are a little too low, if you ask me.
Do believe the 18, a New World Order, is your leader. He has yet to make a pit stop, and if a caution does come out, that could help him. He might be waiting for that, but right now...
What we saw there is him and C. Workman pitted on that last stop. So if they could save around 5-6 laps of fuel, I believe is what it was, then they could possibly make this to the end.
19 to go.
Right now is going pits, and they are.
And the leaders continue to be the 18 and the 3, the 17 car. Let's see if we can cycle back to him. It would cycle back to him. He is 3rd, but he is a lap down. I like the call right now because you have nothing to lose and you have some laps to play with, but you're losing a ton of time in the long run. That's not going to be a race-winning strategy if the caution doesn't come out.
Well, as I'm sitting here listening to the 18 right now, it does. He's lifting in the corner. He's saving fuel. So he may be trying to make it all the way.
38 car bails on strategy, and he does elect to take service. And he was on pit road right there. But the two cars that have not pitted are the 18 and the 3 that you see the 2 car also in. So he has bailed on strategy as well.
I think you've stayed out this line. You gotta stick with it. You've lost so much time by this point. You have nothing to lose. Stay out and try to make it.
New World Order. We haven't talked much about him at all today. He did have a big single car incident there in the middle of stage
Looks
1.
like the 18 is down pit road.
He is.
And the 3.
And Fluffy will be our new leader.
Not necessarily. He's back on the lead lap right now.
He is back on the lead lap, and most of the field, this is big. As they all get around, they will all get their lap back. Now we follow the 17. Right in front of his teammate, the 6-car BC Racer kid, who has, I'm telling you, bounced back from adversity. Doesn't even begin to describe the day that the 6-car has had. He holds off for second place. I will eat my hat that I'm pretty sure Jack Rouse has thrown on the ground multiple times during this race.
Well, right now, if there was a caution that came out, you're looking at the 3 and the 18 setting in tall cotton, having the fresh tires, which, I mean, I doubt that there will be, but it does. They're sitting pretty. As the 22's in the wall.
Ooh, he did. 14 to go, and so close, but yet no cigar for the 17 car Fluffy. Can he get it done and get the first win for Rouse Fenway Racing of the season? Had a scare getting on to pit road.
At this point except him.
Ooh, 38 car. Did he get enough fuel? It looked like he was flirting with that line.
And we are 100% sure Fluffy's leader, correct?
Yes.
Nobody's still trying to move it?
Yes.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing else that can stop Fluffy besides his own mistakes.
Or a caution.
Like
or the mistakes of someone else.
Did not think about that.
The only pack really big enough to bring caution is this 47, 18, and 3, which the 18 and 3 are all over the place right now.
Well, we know the 3 car has had some lag issues. Unfortunately, C. Workman, who had such high hopes after a good run at Kentucky 1 week ago, hasn't been able to capitalize much here today. Had some late race strategy with the 18 and New World Order, but both of those cars outside of the top 10, not having the days they expected here early on. Watching the 21.
And a caution will come out.
Oh,
caution is out.
On.
8th time of the day, and I don't know why. The 38 car is on pit road. I don't know if he lagged out. But this does change everything with less than 10 to go.
I swear, I should have kept my mouth shut about caution.
Now here's the thing. Will you pit and get to the fresh tires, or will you stay out and keep the track position?
I believe with a lot of people, and I'm looking at them right now, you have to see a lot of people are going down pit road. The people that I would not expect to go on pit road, and strategy who you mentioned earlier there, Bulldog, would be New World Order and C. Workman. They have the freshest tires. I believe they stay out here. And they do.
And New World does, the 3 don't.
New World does, the 3 does not.
The 2 car, AJ Storm.
AJ on 2 tires, I know that strategy. He's tried to pull it a bunch of times.
18 a New World Order in front of the 17. Green flag is back out. A sprint to the finish. 8 to go.
8 to go. As the
Fluffy's
18
at the point right now.
New World Order did not get off the bottom of the racetrack like he wanted to there. Got pushed aside, and now the 17 is back to the point, and he's got the best view in the house, not to mention his teammate right behind him, but 3 wide at the stripe. The 21 of Slade and the 19 sandwiched the 18 of New World Order. 3 wide across the stripe. Fluffy to the point.
New World like Badge is trying to do something.
Strategy call in that 18 right now. He's hanging on from Fluffy's draft. Can he get a run going?
Ooh, the 19 of bags. Oh, they're stacking up. So the 12 car brushed the wall. We're riding along with the 2 AJ Storm. BC Racer Kid in front of the wall behind him. Contact and back across the track. He's spinning. Caution is going to come out, and our grinding crash right at the start-finish line. Oh, what a big hit. The 3 car into the side of the 2.
That was really shaped up to be a great finish, too. You had the 2 JGR cars behind. Fluffy was really going to work it, trying to get past him. Fluffy being a former JGR driver.
You know, when you switch teams, it's not often said, but you like the finish better than the car you used to drive, perhaps.
Oh, for sure. But
that's what I felt. That's what I felt last night with racing bags. He was my former team owner, and I got to beat him. Definitely felt a lot better than
I ain't been able to get that experience yet. I've stuck with SHR through and through.
All right, guys. We are within the scheduled race distance, so this is not considered a green, white, checkered. However, we only have 2 laps to go. It is the 17 of Fluffy, the 18 of New World Order, the 19 of Bags, and the green flag is back out. 3 miles left at Kansas.
You can't help but think that 18 and 19 is going to try to hook up and do something.
And excuse me, it's 3 to go, and it's not 2 to go. Riding along with the 19 of Bags as he goes to the high side. Oh, look, try to get across the remove. Look at the run to the inside. The 88 car did not give at all. No brakes. Less than 2 to go at the stripe. And they're crashing. Slade is around, and the 47 is going to be in it.
No
caution.
Yeah,
8th time today, and our first attempt at a green, white checkered will now take place. While we're under this 40-second break, who do you guys like here in the closing laps of this one?
Well, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Fluffy has the short run speed. He's shown he even has the long run speed now, which he's worked on throughout the week. I gotta go with Fluffy unless those JGR cars can hook up really well.
I'm gonna have to agree with Bulldog. Fluffy's had the fastest car since Smoke Fan has lagged out, and I feel like he's gonna be able to get the win.
88 car WVU fan in 3rd position. Does he try? We saw him get the bumper to the back end of the 19. He'll restart right behind the 17 car. Does he move the 17 car Fluffy out of the way?
Yeah. At this point in the race, yeah. You do what you gotta do to win the race. Everybody knows that.
We're in overtime, presented to you by Fade and Grips. Green flag is back out. The 19 car wobbles on that restart. 3 miles to settle it here for the Wheat State 400 at Kansas.
The 12 car looking really strong off this restart.
He does, and that outside line fails to get the bite. But here comes WVU fan to the high side, not going to give up just yet. 12 car dives underneath, and the 17 car keeps it low. They are 3 wide for 3rd place on back. A bobble by the 47 mid-pack. White flag is out. 1 lap to go.
Inside. The 12 car now moved up to 2nd. He's going to be the biggest threat for this win, I think.
Trying to thread the needle there at the 19 car right on the inside of the 12. Contact between them side by side that allows the 17 car to get away. Slicing and dicing. They're crashing in the backstretch.
If you're Fluffy, this is what you want to see, and that will be the race.
Through turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is out. Caution is now just been waved, and Fluffy survives at Kansas. Fluffy gets it done and will be your winner here in the Wheat State 400 at Kansas.
Finally, he's worked really hard for this one, and he deserves this win.
Yes, he does. Finally broke his losing streak and his lagging streak and everything, and he finally got it. Definitely deserves it.
Congratulations, the first Roush Fenway win in real life since 2017. And what a day in getting there. Found the outside wall early in stage 1, found himself all the way outside of the top 10, able to rebound for a stage 2 win, and then he drove off practically into the sunset before some late race cautions bunched up the field. He was still able to survive and get the win.
And Big D destroyed it with the fastest lap of the race with 29.7.
Let's see if we can get Fluffy in here.
And just to point this out, we had 2 guys tonight get on the all-time leaderboard out of that race. Smoke Fan, Big D Destroyer, and Bags all got on the fastest all-time leaderboard for this race.
Awesome.
I actually want to say I think Smoke Fan's already been on this leaderboard because Smoke Fan lagged out, which would not have counted his lap.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Either way, Big D and Bags. And Smoke left chats.
Let's see if we can get in. Are you guys inviting Fluffy? Because I don't know actually if I have him.
I got you.
Yeah.
I can grab it real quick. Fluffy. Who finished second? Bags.
Yes.
I don't think I have Bags on my friends list. I don't know. It's Bags and it's AJ. Finished third, right?
Big D.
Big D,
finished
yes.
third, or was it? Great, I want to talk to him.
Guys, while we're waiting for this, we saw some exciting action here at the front of the pack here today. A lot different than what we saw at Kentucky.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Kentucky's a lot different track. Kentucky's a lot harder track to pass at. You got a lot of guys building runs, and you saw one guy just take off and dominate.
Kansas.
By Kansas, yeah. Well, Fluffy.
See if we can get our race winner in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Getting in here.
Well, let's see if we can get also Big D in here too. Just any one of our top. We'll interview anybody. Anybody. Heck, if you weren't even in the race, we'll talk to you about it. Join us now. The hotline's open. Anyone.
There he is. There's Big Poppy Chungus.
Don't you say that in the stream, I swear.
What's going on, guys?
Fluffy, congratulations there after a wreck in Stage 1 to winning Stage 2 and Stage 3. You get your first win of the season. How did you pilot that 17 car to victory lane tonight?
Man, I have no clue. I think I put Red Bull in this damn thing, man. It feels so great to finally, after so many damn races, man, I finally got one of these, dude. And it's an awesome feeling. Awesome to put 17 Roush Fenway Ford Mustang in the victory lane here at Kansas, and it's awesome, dude. And you know, I had to battle my way through and play some strategy, and it was man, I don't even know, dude. I'm so happy that I got this win tonight, and I've been busting my ass every night trying to get the car right, trying to get everything right, and yeah, I capitalized on it tonight, man, and I finally got it.
It was not easy here. I want to take you to a low point of the race there. Stage 1, you hit the wall and you took out your teammate, sending him down pit road. What was going through your mind then?
Man, I was struggling a lot with the car. I gotten into the two of AJ, and I hit that middle seam, and it just kind of threw my car around. Kind of just play some strategy from that point, and trying to just gain the spots that I'm, lost from that incident, and it just, it paid off. It paid off for sure, and Smoke Fan at the end there, before stage 3, Smoke, he's a really hell of a competitor. Bags, all them guys, they're hell of competitors, and they had a race car. So is Big D. He had a really good car, and man, I can't thank I can't thank myself enough, man, because I try to work, and I work all the time on this, and it feels so awesome to finally get a win here, and so I'm very, very happy and shocked, honestly, at this point. So yeah.
All right, that was a very enthusiastic, very well done, very well put together race for the 17 car of Fluffy. First time winner here this season. I did want to ask you one last question there, though. Right at the end toward the end of that stage, the second to last caution that came out that bunched up the field once again, you found yourself on the inside road. Did you think right then and there, oh my goodness, this thing has been taken away from me once again?
Yeah, I had that vividly in my head. I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna get it, and I made that move on New World at the end there, and just capitalized on hugging the bottom there, and just got it done, man. And I want to shout out the guys that had those fast cars there at the end. W Bags, Big D, Slade. Those guys had fast cars. So did Smoke Fan. Smoke Fan had a hell of a car, and just happy about this win, man, and moving on to next week, guys.
One of the best in the
Fluffy
sport, celebrating here tonight. Fluffy, congratulations. You are now in the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, let's see if we can get in our second and third place guy. Bags and, what do you call it? Oh, sorry, Big D. There we go. My bad.
Big D Destroyer.
Let's see. I might have Bags. Let's see if I can.
Bags first.
Man, I don't think that we stress about this enough, Al. Not only are these guys using their free time to do something that they love, but the blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, yeah, it's a video game, but this is, this gives us life. And I know you guys know what it's like to taste victory here after a hard-fought battle. I can't imagine what's going through the mind of the 17 car right now. It's got to be a great feeling.
It is, and I've been in that scenario earlier in the season in the Xfinity Series. Not getting a win, being there, should have won, and after I got that win, it was a big relief off my shoulders, and that's what it will be for him too. He just needs to keep, he don't need to lose his drive. Just needs to keep on knocking them off.
All right, don't know if we're gonna have Bags here tonight. Maybe we want to go to our third place. Let's see, Big D.
I'll tell you this, Big D will be thrilled to be here. He'll join by as fast as anybody.
I already invited him.
Yeah, I told you. He was watching a lot.
Oh,
and they're back.
Speak of the devil, my bad.
What's up, guys?
Big D, just meet your mic real quick.
All right, there. Let's see. Martin Truex Jr.'s namesake there, Bags. You were able to get to second place here, much like Martin Truex Jr. in real life. Did not get the win there, but you're able to battle back after some adversity in that race. Talk about your race today.
Honestly, man, I thought it was a good race all around from the field's perspective. I thought we had a lot of great racing tonight. But, yeah, we're top 5 most of the night, man, just hanging out, being patient, you know, not trying to get caught up and stuff. But, yeah, and then third stage came around. We had that long run, and I got up to second place for pit stops. And then cautions came out late there.
It looked like you had a scare getting onto pit road there. You clipped the grass right there, then hit that inside wall. At that point, did you panic a little?
Yes, sir, I did. I thought the race was over. I thought I was going to be speeding on pit road. I was just happy because I had the field behind me there, and I didn't want to stay on the track and get in their guys' way. But, yeah, we had a moment there, but luckily we didn't get caught speeding.
Bags, you were able to get back in the thick of things there when that late race caution came out. What was going through your mind there trying to get back to the front? And did you have anything for the 17?
Honestly, man, I think it would have been a good race to the finish if we had that last lap without that caution coming out. I mean, I just had everybody cleared going down the front stretch. I feel bad for the 12, man. Me and him got into it going into 1 and 2. I feel terrible. He had a good race. He had a great car all night. But other than that, man, I had no complaints. I thought it was a good race all around.
Awesome, man. Well, second today here, but definitely not a second-place effort. You gave it your all today. How will you remember this race moving forward?
Man, like I said, a lot of progress. We're, you know, making strides on the races. You know, lots of green flag racing tonight. Looking forward to the same next week.
Cool. You guys got any more questions? Any further questions? I'm going to take that as a no. All right, Bags. Congratulations, man. Always a thrill seeing you out there on the racetrack. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, third, but definitely not least, podium finisher today, Big D. What car number was he again?
12.
12.
Okay, there we go. You were able to hear from the 19 of Bags right there. You and him made contact late in that race. What was going through your mind in that green flag finish, green, white checkered finish?
Well, I was trying. I hold my line. I knew he ran the bottom all night really well, and I knew he was going to dive it in deep because it was the last lap. Everyone's going for the win, so I didn't blame him. But he just washed up a little bit and caught my left rear quarter panel, moved me up, and I apologize. Me and WVU talked earlier, and I apologize. I should have kept it in the wall, but me being my first race in the Cup, I really wanted to get a good finish, and I tried to save it, and I didn't keep it in the wall, and I wrecked behind me, and I feel bad, but I'm really happy with the third place finish. I had a really great car all night. I was surprised I was able to hang up there in my first ever Cup start with all these guys, and it's really nice feeling.
What did you learn here tonight that you'll take going forward here, being that this is your first race moving forward?
That everyone's really fast. And I have to put in the most time as possible because top 8 in points they're locked in for the race every week, and man, if I'm slacking off one week and not getting a good setup and not qualify, well, I'm not gonna make the race. So I got to put a lot of time in here.
You had a great outing for Team Penske there, and as you said, a podium finish for your first time being out here. What did you see on the racetrack that you typically perhaps don't see in other leagues?
The fact that the racing was so close, everyone was able to hold such a good line, and just like the quality of racing was immensely better than it is further down, and I just had such a great time.
You know, we saw you sit there about third, fourth most of the race right there. Just right there on the edge of being that lead car and taking control of this race. Did you have anything for Fluffy?
I did in the long run because I was running the top and the middle line late in the run, and he would burn off his tires running the bottom the whole fuel cycle. So late in the run, I could really run guys down. Like stage 1 and 2, we had those long green flag runs. I was able to run guys down. It's just whenever I got to him, it was time to pit. So it never really worked out. But other than that, I mean, I just don't know if I could short run. Nah, those guys had it.
Awesome. Well, we expect to see you once again contending for wins there after such a strong outing so far. Hopefully you'll be the first one we interview next week.
I sure hope so. That'll be awesome.
All right, man. Congratulations. Great job here tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. We're about to close the stream. Final thoughts?
Amazing race. Close racing, all race. It just shows why these guys are in Cup. I mean, it showcases their talent and everything else, and other guys making their first start or second start really improved from what they did at Kentucky.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm going to have to put this into the top 3 of all-time midnight races. It was such a good, clean race.
Top 3, I still think that Auto Club Xfinity takes the cake.
I said top 3. I said top 3, not top 1.
All right,
and
guys.
You say that,
well,
yeah, biased about
no
everything.
matter what, the top 1 spot we saw today definitely belonged to Fluffy right now, who put that 17 car to victory lane. So glad I had a lot of talent in the booth here tonight, Bullet. It was great calling the race there. FL Driver, you as well, and Deadpool, who had to leave here. I want to give a shout-out to him from all of us here at the Midnight Broadcasting Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's race. Congratulations to Fluffy, winner of the Wheat State 400 at Kansas Motor Speedway. So long here on NH3. We will see you guys next time right here on the Midnight Broadcasting Network.